Hey guys, it's Steve here. I've had a few people ask me a few questions about my chicken coop, so I figured I'd go over that with you guys. Um, Come over here and take you off the tripod. We'll go for a walk. So it starts off. It's what we did was we put up some. Basically, this is 6 foot chain link fence posts and top rail is what I used along the top, and then post in the middle up there. You can see all of our netting is broke. We had a pretty severe winter storm come through here these last couple of days and dropped a bunch of snow, landed on it, and ripped it up. Speaking of this netting, this is like poultry netting. I don't know if you guys can see this stuff. I would stay away from it. I got to tell you that the the strands are really super thin. It's almost like dental floss, and the birds occasionally will get their combs and wattles and whatnot stuck in it, and it tears them up pretty bad, cuts them up pretty bad. So, so yeah, starting around the outside, what we did was we went in. The wind's blown quite a bit of the sand away, but we took this is like hog fence, goat fence down here, and we brought it out from the bottom about 4 feet, 3 feet or so, and then we went with the 30-inch galvanized that goes up, so we have a solid bottom all the way around. And that kind of creates the run. You can look in here and you can see, yeah, this netting again is gone. And then after we came up from the bottom, we also came up another 3 feet with the hog fence, and really nothing really wants to try to climb over that. And then we added that's Spur. He's got to add his 2 cents all the time. Then we added the poultry netting that went over the top, and it did really good. Like I said, except for the birds that get their wattles and whatnot caught in it from time to time, and it would cut them up pretty bad. And then it didn't stand up to the spring snow too good. So yeah, this hog fence out down here, you can see that's just to keep anything from digging underneath it. The solid sides, we've got a lot of coyotes and stuff out here. That keeps out of sight, out of mind. Helps to keep them protected, and then the fence going up a little higher keeps them from jumping over it, and then the netting on top keeps the hawks and stuff out. 3 years we haven't lost anything to predators. So now for food and water, right over there you can see we've got a water dish that we use in the winter because keeping water from not freezing out here when it's 30 below is pretty challenging. As far as food, that's an automatic feeder that we have there in the middle. It is probably the simplest, most effective rodent-free design that I have been able to find. There's a 1-inch hole in the bottom of the bucket and a bolt there that the chickens can peck at, and you just saw Patty, our little brown chicken there. They just jump up and knock that bolt, and it loses some feed out of there, and they get what they want, and then the rodents can't reach it and knock it out. We have an automatic chicken waterer over there with the water nipples. We don't use that in the winter because everything's off grid out here. Everything's solar, so we don't have a heater to keep that from freezing. We just got to bring water every morning. We're working on something else. as far as what we're going to do to alleviate that this next summer. Here they're back hitting that automatic feeder here. Patty, our little brown chicken there, she kept hitting the bottom of the thing, but if she hits the bolt, then it's an eye bolt that's up under that, and that keeps that really knocks some feed loose, and they're able to get quite a bit. There you can see quite a bit come out when that one came loose. Now for the chicken coop itself, I built that. And you can see here we've got just a ramp that kind of runs up, and then it's like a 12 by 12 hole for a door. I've got some slides on it for an automatic chicken door, but with the coop setup or the run setup the way that it is, we really never haven't found a reason for that. Then we got nesting boxes over here, and as far as that's concerned, there's just a little latch that we got right here, and I just hook that on this little eye hook up there, and then this flips up and hooks over that same eye hook. And now the nesting boxes are open, and they're just like a 12 by 12 box from each one. We got to clean them out. It's due. So yeah, the nesting boxes, and we got an angled roof here. It's time to be repainted. I set the whole thing about 3 foot off the ground, so they've got room to get up underneath it. It's constant shade. There's always shade underneath there, even, in the wintertime or the summertime when the sun's low on the horizon, there's shade in there somewhere. So now back to the front of the coop here. I've already taken one out for simplicity's sake, but I got a pin that goes over here, and then another pin right here, and this whole deal drops down. We use the deep litter method. So, and if we look here, I'll bring you in again. The bedding is, we're starting to see more poop on top than bedding, so it's time to make an adjustment. These are branches out of our tree. They're about, 2 inches in diameter or so. And they're just natural branches. And then over there in the corner, I've got a 2x4 that is at a 45-degree angle, and a 2x4 here to keep the litter out of the nesting boxes. So, now at this point, really just I'll bring you along for the ride and refreshing their litter. Grab my gloves here. Oh, there's Spike. What's up, kitty? You gonna help? No? It smells like chicken poo in there. I just got a little piece of steel here that I just kind of push this stuff back a little bit. I don't like to do this on a windy day. It would be a handy thing to have a door there. And since we don't have any eggs in the nesting boxes right now, I just flip all of that stuff out. Because I want all fresh litter back in there. So that's essentially what we do there. Yeah, I don't have to do much with the other two. They're hardly ever used. Well, maybe. I don't know. There's some poo in this one. I can tell they're not really used because I filled them the last time I put shavings in here and they're still mostly full. Yeah, that one's good. So now, this deep litter method that we use, about once a month, I just come in here and we throw new pine shavings in, right on top of everything. Nice dry shavings in the nesting boxes. So, and then the chickens will get in there and they'll kick all of that stuff around and mix it all up. They'll poop on top of the nice clean shavings now. And that'll get mixed in, and then about every 3 months, I go in and I scrape. I pull this door down, and it lands right in the back of the truck or in the bucket of the tractor, or I use the tractor. We just rake all of that out, take it to the compost pile, and put a new layer down. And about every 3 months, I change it out, and once a month, I go in and just add stuff on top. And that does it pretty okay for our 8 chickens that we got. This thing is 4 foot by 4 foot wide, and yeah, the nesting box is here about 12 inches wide. That's about it. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's a pretty simple system. As far as in and out, I didn't want to latch anywhere. We do have some raccoons around here, and I just wanted that kind of out of sight. So as far as unlatching the door, we have a latch right here. And again, this whole thing, it's all built out of chain link fence parts, left over from fencing another project. But it's just a cane pin drilled in the hole that drops into the top of this upright. And it blows in the wind a little bit, but it's far enough away from the house that it doesn't bother us too much. And when we want to let the chickens out, which is just about every day that we're here, we just have to pop the door. And out they come. Hi guys. So Patty is our brown chicken. Spur is our rooster. Spur makes more chickens. As long as we've got him, and another bird, we can create more chickens. The rest of them are food chain. So that wraps up about the easiest, simplest chicken coop that you can build and have. So thanks for tuning in. Hope this answers some questions. If you've got any more questions, just drop them in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you later.